basically the facilitators, five of us, and what about the session, what could we have done better? Okay, that's one. After which, I think she will tell us about Aditya, what they have been doing and what's the kind of work that they assist the HR fraternity with. Post that, we're going to do something even more interesting. Okay, and that's that's something that we had planned to keep for the last. We believe that, you perhaps read it on one of our early mailers, we believe that HR has evolved in India over the decades, okay? And we've actually got a pretty good legacy, I must say. A lot of veterans have done excellent work in HR, and today we are actually converting it into strategic HR, if I can borrow a term from Professor, and we are growing it to make it even better. Right? So we've decided to honor a few of these gurus of HR, okay, the legends of HR. We have a couple of them over here, okay, we'll see them a little while later. But I just want to tell you this, I want you to wait until we complete that, because I think we really owe them a lot of respect for actually giving us the brand of HR that we have in India today, which according to me is pretty good. Yeah, and developing and growing a lot. So I'm going to hand over to Suman.
There have been only our gentlemen friends who've been on the stage, and thank God I'm here. Okay, very difficult job that Rajesh is expecting me to do. How many of you have done MBTI certification or know anything about MBTI? Few of you. One of the types in MBTI is supposed to be people who are extremely straightforward. They're called the high T's. You must be knowing, whoever knows the MBTI. And I'm one of the high T's. So I'm a little nervous about what am I going to say. But thankfully, I mean, the whole day has been very, very informative. All of us, I'm sure, agree that we've learned quite a bit. What was beautiful is each of the speakers who came on the stage gave a new perspective to this whole learning, isn't it? When Sudhir started off with innovation, I think he just, all of us were in such awe about innovation, and I saw so many people going to him afterwards and, talking about innovation. See, nothing is new, but the way each one has presented what they have, they've shared their passion with us. Sriram, when he spoke about books, you could just see how much he is deep into his books. So he wanted to share so much about everything that he has read and he knows, and I think it's great for us to be amidst people like Sriram, who wants to constantly share knowledge with all of us. Professor Das, I know I have to speak about Mr. Nitin Gadkari, I'll come to that. Professor Das, I've known him for now couple of months maybe, and even the first time when I met him, when I finished the meeting, I was like, what hit me? So the energy that he has and strategy hit me. Absolutely. The energy and the exuberance and that dream that he has. So if you see, since morning, people have shared their dream. People have shared their passion with all of us. Each one of us have that passion within us. And I think the message I'm taking away is make your dream come true. And of course, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, all of us know that people in politics have gift of gab. But I think he touched a chord somewhere, which was very amazing, because thankfully he didn't speak about his party, and of course once in a while he did invite us to become part of politics, and he said, if I come to power, I'll do this. But I think a lot of sharing that happened was also gave us a different perspective about politics and the work that they do. So I think it's a great thing that Rajesh and the team have put together this event, and all of us have taken a lot from this. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Yeah? So Rajesh, only thing that I think we could do a little different next time is maybe we need to have more registration counters. I think some of us got a little stuck up while registering, so I think we'll do that better next time. I think tea also we will be managing better. Lunch was arranged and managed very well. And I think time also usually is a challenge, but I think Rajesh, you've taken it up and done it very well. Thank you so much. Came about as a dream for me. How many of you have read Alchemist? Wonderful. When you do what you want to do desperately, this is my addition, the universe conspires to make it happen. And I'm a standing example. I spent about 13 years in the corporate heading HR for different companies, always like many of us dreaming to become a consultant. I don't know what is it in being a consultant. Of course, Professor Das has actually cut it into pieces saying, you know, we always come and do more work and all that.
That includes me.
But Aditya came into being because I had a dream. The word Aditya is a Sanskrit word. It's a combination of two words, Ati and Itya. Ati means too much. Itya is the opposite of Mithya. Mithya is limited. So I just took the liberty to combine the two words. And the person who helped me with this is Ajay Singh, a dear friend of mine. I don't know if he's still in the audience. He was here since morning. So Aditya came into being 4 years ago. And I started life as a freelance trainer, but you know, we grew into a private limited company. We have 20 trainers who work with us, 20 consultants who work with us, and we've done a lot of work. I'll just very briefly take you through a small presentation and see that it will get over quickly. Please there. Good. So I know I have some people calling me definitely, some people will think about it. Competency mapping and assessment. Okay, which means that I need to meet the others to tell you what it is about. 360-degree feedback. Fantastic, great opening. HR audits. Thank you. And create training calendar and please roll it out. Wonderful. Which means, Rajesh, thank you so much for this opportunity. This is everything we do. So essentially in HR, we do end-to-end service, but we don't do placements, we don't do compensation surveys, but anything to do with establishing HR systems, policies. But even if our clients need support on recruitment, we have a lot of friends and partners with whom we work to make that happen. So essentially we have two verticals, HR and training. Done a lot of work. I just want to say the last 4 years, like many of the IT companies have now started, because of outsourcing and all the opportunities growing and earning in dollars and pounds, we've also been lucky that, look at the situation, it's like beautiful to be in. There is a company in India which has outsourced training to a company in London. The company of London, which is a training company, has outsourced that training to us. We go and do the training in India to the Indian company and earn in pounds. How's that? Amazing, isn't it? So that's what we are. And I also want to quickly show you some of the comments that some of our clients have given to us. So I don't want to run the whole thing with you.
I think sound mute है madam.
Truly empowered workforce through a comprehensive basket of services. Aditya's mission is to enable world-class companies to increase productivity and performance through their people.
We are very happy that we engaged the services of Aditya for carrying out an HR audit across the group, and they have done a very good job in terms of studying the existing practices, analyzing the differences in different verticals of the group, and then presenting a gap analysis. They in fact went beyond the scope of the study and actually recommended some of the best practices that could be adapted by them. They are very firm in presenting certain thoughts and very open to debate and discuss, and I think we have some healthy interaction.
Aditya has done a leadership development program for our store managers. The team at Aditya is able to understand us, which knows what drives us, which knows what we need to be able to meet up with the challenges that lie ahead of us. We're now looking forward to doing some follow-up programs, some business the simulation models and competency mapping programs with them over the next couple of months. Amongst a whole lot of other training programs which are on the end.
We are associated with Aditya for the last 2 years in training, competency area, outbound trainings, data programs, managers. So they are very good in their professional, they are good in their training programs, their trainings are good, they give a lot of practical examples, and they will be able to relate to the participant and in fact, I need to start organizing a training program to them for our account managers. People want to attend the session just for the sake of the faculty. So that is very good in a choice of the faculty.
The association primarily began with a couple of training programs which involved outdoor learning, particularly focusing on team building for a new organization like Tata Sky, and receiving regular feedback from the functional heads saying that this is exactly what they need.
So there are a few more, but I thought this must be good enough to tell you the kind of work that we do. So all of you who need our services, do get in touch. All of you who can work with us as our consultants and who wish to partner with us to reach out to more customers, get in touch with us. So essentially, I look forward to interacting with all of you. Thank you so much.
Maybe you could also train. Come on, Shakib. And if I could please request all three of you to please open it and read what it says. And each of you is going to get this. So please. Yes.
I'm proud to be more than HR.
All right. Thanks so much. Great. Thanks so much for the support. Yeah. What we're going to do is Mr. A.O. Joseph. Okay. A.O. Joseph passed out from TISS, batch of 78, ISTD, LLB, and then he's given us 30 years of HR leadership. His last position or his last profile was with Patni as the VP of Organizational Development. And I think he was the first one to start a leadership academy that was several years back and trained 3,000 people under this initiative. And very instrumental in getting a PCMM certifications. People, please put your hands together for Mr. A.O. Joseph. Sir, if you could please come ahead. Before I continue with the second person whom we have over here, let me tell you how this idea struck us. Okay, one, of course, because the theme today is lessons from the gurus. I said, what better opportunity than to recognize the gurus of HR. But the second reason really is that we found in a lot of our events, and this is our 32nd one, if you've read that, we realized that a lot of these very senior people, okay, veterans of HR, if I can call them that, really come and in a very, very innocuous manner, they are seated somewhere in the crowd, and very few people really recognize them because so many of us are from the new generation and probably never had an opportunity to meet them. And then we bump into them either at lunch or one of the tea breaks and we say, oh wow, it's so wonderful to have you here. So we said that probably we must actually do them a little more honor and respect by recognizing the achievements. Okay, the second is a man whom hopefully many of us know, because I come across a lot of people all the time who speak about his more about his academic achievements, but nonetheless he's given so much of I would say a lot of work even in the HR field as in the industry. That's none other than, okay, let me come to that later. Graduate in science, graduate in law, and then in XLRI. He spent 6 years as a school teacher first, and then moved to industry, 15 years in the industry, the last one being Marico. And then he has been in academics for the last 30 plus years, okay? And all people who have been at Jamnalal Bajaj at some point in time would recognize Professor Leslie Bello. Leslie's been on one of our discussion panels earlier, one of our meets in Pune. But as I said, a lot of people go unnoticed. Sometimes a lot of great people go unnoticed. So, well, great opportunity to have him. And when we called him and we said he's actually traveled from Pune, and we really requested him to be here, and he was more than happy to accept. So, very, very kind of you, Leslie. Professor, I'm going to request you to just train that leg a little bit more. We have a couple of Preeti, will you just get those? Yes, big hand, please. And the second one to Professor Leslie Bello. Big hand, please. Leslie continues to really, teach a lot of students, and mind you, he's so tough with them. But after they finish that 15-day induction program, they remember him for life. Okay, I'm going to request Leslie to please hold that up, and I'll read out to you what it says. It says, "To you in deep gratitude for inspiring the HR fraternity to raise the bar." And last but not the least, I have been making Professor Ranjan Das wait, and I'm going to request Suman to please give him a token of our respect.
Dear Professor, I do in-house training. Dear friends, it's really nice of MTHR to have organized this meeting. But I have been getting the invitation, but this is the first time I thought let me come over and see and learn from the gurus going to be here. And I enjoyed being here, but I had a lot of reflections when I was sitting through there. And Professor Ranjan Das' session was really inspiring. In fact, what he said, what are we here to be? If we continue only in our traditional mode as HR people, nobody will look at us hereafter. If we want to be heard, we need to be strategic in HR. There is a road ahead of us. I think that's a message for all of us, and certainly for all of you youngsters, because you certainly will have to get the attention of your CEOs. See what will attract, what will be important for the organization and what will be important for the CEO. Look at that and work on that. I think that's the message I would like to reiterate as well. Thank you very much. Thanks to MTHR very much.
I'm accustomed speaking to students with stalwarts like y'all around. All I can say is there's a need for research. All HR professionals need to get closer to facts. And that focus will help the corporates to take appropriate decisions. Currently, that is one gap that I notice in all the consulting assignments that I undertake. With that, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity, and hope to see you all sometime. Thank you.
Being here, hope we had a great day here. I want you to proceed for tea so that we can have a little more time. But before that, when you are, I would request that one by one we collect our mementos here. The MTHR founding team is here to help you with that. Yeah, so you got to have a little patience. If on the other hand you want to have tea and come back, so probably you could, collect it on your way out. Make sure that you get it. We may possibly run short by a few, okay? But we are making sure that we actually get them another batch manufactured. So if we have your contacts now, so we'd like to know if there's anyone who is left out, we'll take note and send that to you, okay? But overall, I would say it's been fantastic. We probably expected 225, 230 people, and I gather we've had around 240 to 250. So, well, great. It's been absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much.